fucked my ab up at the gym. And I'm saying ab because I fucked up one singular part of my ab muscles, and it is hell. It is rough, let me tell you. Holy shit. Hi, you guys. How are you doing? I am late as fuck is streaming today, and I also open tomorrow at 4:30 in the morning. I don't know why. I've just been feeling so lazy and so off recently. It has not been great, and I haven't even been smoking that much weed. Oh, hey, Imperium. Let's go. Have you been playing on it? Have you been... I was going to say diddling around with it, but then I was like, maybe I should use a different word. PDG, how are you? Good to see you. I'm sorry I'm so late to streaming today. Hey, no diddle. Lil Lambs, how are you? After gym? Yeah. I just got back from the gym not that long ago. I fucked up my ab, though, so... It, like, really hurts. Like, I can't lean back. Like, I can't use my abs at all right now. So, we love overworking ourselves. What's the workout? Abs? I just went in for a really quick workout. Like, typically when I go in, I do abs, chest, arms, and legs. I'm doing almost everything now. But today, because I, like, went yesterday, I tried to do a little bit of abs, and then it fucked up my abs. So, I was like, Kate, no abs today. I did my arm and chest workout, and then I did a little bit of legs. I just used the hip thrust machine and the leg press machine, and then did my floor booty workout. But I did 64 kilograms, and then I added another 5 kilograms onto that. So I don't know what I leg pressed today. And then for each individual leg, I leg pressed about 30 pounds. So... I'm getting better, kind of, maybe. I'm on a 70 stream streak. That's kind of crazy. That's like over 2 months of streams. It's like 2 months of streams consistently joined because I stream about once a day. You know what I mean? I fucked up my lungs, so I gotta hit the bong again. You weigh about 30 pounds. I weigh like 104, 105 pounds right now with both my legs. I'm leg pressing... I think it's 140 now. And then on each individual leg, it's about 30 pounds. Hang on, let me do the math. My phone takes so long to load because it died. Your Pixel just got better. No, I don't want my Pixel to get better. No, I don't. I was leg pressing. Holy shit, 152 pounds. I was leg pressing 152 pounds. I thought I was leg pressing like 130, 140. Okay, so I'm almost leg pressing 160. I mean, like, I know that's a bit off, but like, you know, I'm closer to 160 than I am to like 130. So I'm finally seeing progress now that I'm doing that much. I'm on a weight loss program, started 160, now I'm 170, but lifting heavy. Well, there you go. There you go. At least you're lifting heavier now, but it's kind of crazy because, like, muscle has so much, like, weight to it. Like, right, there's way more weight in muscle than there is in, like, fat, if I'm not mistaken. Or are we talking pounds if you're Canadian? Because in Canada, we use pounds. In Canada, we use imperial and metric, but typically weight and height, we use feet and pounds, not kilograms and inches. Why going to the gym? Because I want to get in shape. Because since I did dance a lot when I was a kid, so I was really flexible. But now that I'm getting older, it's like I need something to go out and do all the time to keep my body moving. And it's like really expensive to do sports as an adult. And it's like to find a team that's chill and shit. So I just go to the gym to work out, to get stronger. I also have had really like bitch arms my whole life, but I can lift 10-pound weights in each arm really easy now. So I think I need to like move up to like 15 pounds, which is impressive for me because when I first started at Starbucks in like the start of February, I think it was, I couldn't lift 4 milk jugs in 2 hands. So she building them guns. But I'm 5'5" with shoes. Hi, troublemakers. Hey, Hydro to Fruity. How are you doing today? You use both metric and imperial. It is fucked. And no, I'm not even kidding you. It is fucked because depending on what we're doing in Canada, we'll use either imperial or metric. And I don't know why we just don't use one. Like we use feet and pounds and all of that more, which I don't know what one that is. But then we also do use the other one too. Like when we're cooking and stuff, we'll use like I don't know, dude. It gets really confusing. Or like example for like football fields, we'll use like meters, and I'm like, well, why don't we use feet for that? And they're like, no, because we use meters. Which I don't know if meters is also like I don't know what is what, but I know use liters or gallons. We use both. We use both. We use liters for like our drinks, like our beverages. I think we use liters for our gas, but we also use gallons as well, depending on what you're using and what you're doing. Like it gets fucked up. It gets fucked up. Like if you're in Canada, you're already in shape. I'm actually not in shape. I'm just naturally skinny. I'm just naturally skinny and underweight. So now what I've been doing is I've been working out and building muscle and gaining weight. So I'm trying to become not underweight anymore and a healthier body because I've been a skinny mini my whole life, which skinny doesn't necessarily mean healthy. The doctors have warned me about my heart and being in the weight range that I'm in, like 90 to 100 pounds, especially if you go under 90, then you get a lot of like heart problems that come up. So it's important for me that I'm building muscle because it's a lot harder for me to like lose muscle mass than it is for me to like just lose like weight in general. So it's kind of why I'm doing what I'm doing, and also I just want to know what I look like at like a healthy weight. Because I should weigh like 120 pounds. The most I've ever weighed in my life was 115. So I want to know what me at like a healthy weight looks like. And your weight doesn't necessarily directly correlate with your health because, again, everyone's body looks different at different weights and like for your height and for your metabolism and everything. But for myself, I think 120 is about like my healthy, like most physically fit, like able to do things without being lethargic range. Controversial. We use pounds and feet, but in formal paper stuff, it's kilograms or meters. Time to do shoulder lifts. Let's fucking go. Football is yards. Is it? I thought it was meters. I thought it was like how many meters is the football field? Holy shit. See? Gallons for milk. Fuck, wait, this is so confusing. I think we use liters on our milk. I think it's 4 liters for our milk jugs. Where is it 4 gallons for milk jugs? Now I'd have to look at the fucking milk jugs. I don't know. I think the other reason why it's confusing too is because we do French and English, and I don't know if that makes a difference in like kilograms or all of that. Like, this uses milliliters. So this uses liters for like our liquid beverages, milliliters and liters. This is batch lot 61. Carbs add a lot of weight fast, but too fast. They definitely can. When was the last time you ate rice? I don't like rice. I don't really like rice. I probably had it like last week though with my fish. Skinny is good for heart, but not too skinny, of course. Yeah, it's a fine balance. Like being in a healthy weight range is good for your heart. Being underweight and skinny is bad for your heart, and being overweight is also bad for your heart. So it's like you just like anything, too much or too little of something can, not be great for you. Hacker CD, how are you? Mod, how are you? Happy Mirror Moyer. What day is it? Tuesday? Happy Mirror Moyer Tuesday, you guys. Oh, I work so early tomorrow. Yard is... See? That's annoying. Why is it like that? Why is 1 yard just under a full meter? So it's almost. Hello. Yes. The Freedom Units. How are you? Is it Scraff KTV? Whereabouts are you from, if you don't mind me asking? How's your day been going so far? You gonna stuff yourself with oatmeal? I used to eat oatmeal every morning, but I hate oatmeal. So what I do now is I have my protein shake, and then I just find food that I don't mind eating. Take a guess. Well, you're saying Freedom Units, so USA? Are you from the USA? No, maybe not. Canada, North America. I'm just kidding. North America. No, I'm from Europe. Oh shit. Oh shit. You could just say freedom units and be from North America. Kid, it's a toss up. I mean, from North America, from Europe, not Canada. Thankfully. What do you mean, not Canada? Canada's great. No, it's not. No, it's not. Run away. If they tell you Canada's good and you should come here and there's good opportunities, they're lying to you. Um, that's just when you guys accept when you settled with the Pilgrims. Probably. I mean, yeah, pretty much. I mean, 1 mile is longer than 1 kilometer. That's the other thing that gets me too is with running races. A lot of the races will go by kilometers or miles, depending on who's like hosting the running race. Recently, I started eating healthy. No ramen in 2 months. Let's go, PDG. How you been feeling? I've been eating so much ramen, to be honest. That's been making up the bulk of my diet. Yeah, we fucked economically. Someone got to her. She's saying positive things. I'm not propaganda. Shh. Mohammed Hani, how are you? How's your Mir Moyer Wednesday been so far? Although ate a whole bag of freeze-dried strawberries. Not exactly healthy, pure sugar. But was it just like the sugar was from the strawberries or the sugar was like kind of a preservative slash to make the strawberries sweeter? Because it was just natural sugars from the strawberries. It's actually not as bad for you as like, processed sugar. But there also are like freeze-dried strawberries that do have extra sugar added to them and stuff. 100-meter dash, yeah, better than heavy sodium for sure. Yeah, there's so much sodium in buldak noodles, like 1,000 and something milligrams per buldak serving, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting a little puffy in the face. That's what happens whenever I eat a lot of sodium. I see it in my face a lot. It gets puffy. Fructose over sucrose. Natural sugars, fructose. That's what it is. Because isn't like, I've seen, there was a thing that I saw, which I don't know that much about it because I saw it forever ago, but it was talking about how, like, it was talking about something to do with diabetes and natural sugar versus processed sugar and the way your body breaks it down. And it was pretty interesting. I don't remember that much about it. I'd have to look into it again, but it was like studies they were doing to see, like, with diabetes and natural sugar versus, like, fake sugar, which was interesting. Although I don't have much more context I can say on that because I don't fucking remember the video. Then lactose is sugar-ish from milk, right? I honestly don't know. I don't know what lactose is. I know we have lactose-free milk at Starbucks now. But how do y'all even eat frozen strawberries? That's wild. I grow mine on the terrace in pots. My summers are defined by a daily influx of sweet homegrown strawberries are so good. They are like so insanely good. I mean, when it's not the right season, frozen strawberries are the best bet. You feel me? I always crave fruit in the winter. It's really, like, I always crave fruit so badly in the winter, it's kind of annoying. Lactose is kind of like sugar from milk. Natural sugar. Oh, interesting. And some people are allergic to, like, the natural sugar that's found in milk. That is so... I wonder then, like, for example, if someone couldn't have, like, if someone needed to have lactose-free milk, would they be able to have raw milk, or does raw milk also have sugar in it? Because I know the milk that we have, since it's not raw milk, it's, like, essentially, like, processed and watered down and stuff, right? But it's, like, raw milk. Does raw milk have lactose in it? And does it react the same way that, like, just regular store milk does? You know what I mean? Because I know that raw milk is banned in a lot of places, which is crazy. Because there's a lot of health benefits from raw milk. I remember I was at someone's house. This was when I was like a little kid, and they had like, they just like went out and milked the cow, and then they had like that milk for breakfast. It tasted so weird, dude. Raw milk contains lactose, but there is lactose for milk. It tasted so weird because it like wasn't sweet. Like it wasn't, like it was different than what I was used to with like store-bought milk. But that is good to know that raw milk contains lactose. Only unhealthy thing in my fridge right now are those macaron Italian cookies. I love those. I need to figure out how to food shop in general. Like right now on my bed I got hummus and I got these. These are supposed to be like the healthiest crackers that you can get, like the least processed crackers that you can get, because it's just like a whole bunch of nuts and seeds kind of glued together. There's actually 5 grams of protein per 12 crackers. So I typically, if I'm going to get crackers, I try to get Mary's crackers. I'm like, I should just make my own, but I'm not that ambitious. I don't got that much time on my hands. Macaroons, French. I know that the, like, macaroons made with, like, almond flour and stuff that are, like, soft but kind of crunchy, those are French. But macaroon Italian cookies, aren't those the ones that are, like, they're hard and they're crunchy and they kind of have a swirl shape to them? I think those are, like, Italian. There's macaroons that are Italian, and then there's macaroons that are French, right? I remember I've made French macaroons before, and it was kind of hard as fuck to do. I'm sure it's like similar-ish. Yeah, Italian meringue cooked. Made from egg whites, yeah. So there's like these are like French macaroons, right? And then you have like Italian macaroons, which is that these? No. My understanding Italian macaroons are like Italian macaroons are like they almost look like meringue. Or are they like these? Like these. See? I don't know what ones you have though. I don't know. Like, I know it's showing the same thing. Like these are what I think of when I think Italian meringue. You know what I mean? Which I don't know if that's true. Or Italian macaroons. This is kind of what I think of, and they're made from egg whites. But I don't know if that's what it is, or if it's just like French macaroons, except they were perfected by French folks though. Oh, do they? Okay, because I always thought macaroons were just straight up French. And then the other ones were like the Italian version. That makes sense. Because I know that the way that I've made these before is I made them with almond, I think it's almond flour and stuff. But it does use egg whites only. It's like, what do you do with the yolk? That explains. So they're both the same thing. I can get strawberries of decent quality grown in southern Spain. They have the strong cold storage flavor, and since they're such delicious berries, I just can't handle them. Totally different story with cherries, though. Even bought are an absolute freaking fantasy. Yeah, there's nothing like the small, sweet, homegrown strawberries. Once at stores, just don't hit the same. You shaved your head! Got so tired of losing hair. Nyla, even more funny! Hey! No, honestly, let's go, Red. Let's go! Does your head feel cold now, though? It's the one thing I've always wondered. Search for Tarta de Santiago. An almond cake or pie? Oh, interesting. I've never seen this before. Oh my god. Before. It's got like a... It's a traditional... Oh, it's all in a different language. Google Translate, where are you? I could use Google Translate right now. Spanish almond cake. The traditional tarta de Santiago recipe combines ground almonds, sugar, and eggs for a quick, moist, and gluten-free cake. Josh, how are you? Good to see ya. The day was alright. Honestly, I didn't do much today. I made my bed. I went to the gym. And I kind of just, like, house rotted a good bit. But feeling really, like, tired and unmotivated recently. But how was your day today? I'm wearing a hat. Also, now I know what the skin looks like underneath my hair. And it's super warm out today. Okay, well, that's good. One thing I've just always wondered is, like, I know my sister's buzzed her hair. I've never buzzed my hair, though, so I've always wondered if it'd, like, feel cold even when it is fairly warm. Just because it's, like, you know... Talking of food, did you eat something after gym? That's what that is. And that's what I'm gonna have after stream because there's not enough time in the day. It's like I either stream now and I wait to eat, or I go and eat and I'm not streaming until 5 or 6 p.m. and then I have to make dinner, so then I'm not streaming until like 7 p.m. But then I have work tomorrow at 4:30 in the morning, so then I'm not streaming at all. So I had to, or eat on stream. Why not? Because it's obnoxious. I've tried eating on stream, but it's just like, nah. I don't know. It feels weird. So, this isn't going to be like a super, super long stream. I'm probably going to be live for like an hour or so, and then I'm going to eat that, and then I'll go and get myself some dinner ready. But oh, you already ate shepherd's pie many times on stream. No, I know, and it's annoying. And the only reason I did that was because I had to pick between eating and stream, and I didn't have the luxury of being able to just be like, I'll stream and then I'll eat later. Which I know, like, and also too, it feels weirdly fucking sexual. Like, people sexualize eating and food so much nowadays on the internet that I just would rather not eat food on stream, because I feel like it's borderline sexual just because the way the internet is now, and so I don't, I doesn't when it's warm, but my ears are colder when it's cold. My head gets super cold when I have a buzzed head. I always feel like, honestly, one day it would be so nice. Like, I would be curious about what my shit. It's not like you're eating a banana in a suggestive way. No, I know, but just eating in general. Like, I don't think you realize how people sexualize everything nowadays. This is why mukbangs are so popular. Because it's, people are getting turned on and, like, fucking touching themselves to it and shit. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Same with, like, ASMR. This is why a lot of people have been warned not to let their kids do ASMR. You're overthinking it. You gotta live. I'm not eating on stream though. I'm not eating stream. Also, I have struggled with an eating disorder on and off, so whenever I eat on stream, I feel disgusting, so I'm not eating it. Mukbang is sexual. To so many people, it's sexual. That's the thing. It's not to everyone, but to a lot of people, it's sexual. It's like a kink. It's like straight up a kink. It's like if you've ever known what the like, especially being in the eating disorder community, a lot of people have a lot of kinks associated with starving people, overfeeding people, and shit like that, to where like mukbangs are literally a representation of people who are like into overfeeding kinks, and then they watch shit like that. And that's why people will donate and like be like, eat more, buy more, get bigger. It's a whole thing. And that's what's funding a lot of the mukbang peoples and viewers, is people with kinks for it. I never understood the ASMR thing, the appeal. It's food porn. Which, again, not everyone watching it or doing it is thinking that, but a lot of the time it's like you're doing something and you're like, oh, why is this person funding this thing? There is a darker side to it that I never realized until I was in the eating disorder community. And then there is people who had the heavy kink of helping people get really, really skinny. And then there's also people who had the kink of like overfeeding people. And I was like, whoa, I am like 13, 14 years old. I didn't realize there is this side to it. I was just posting on the internet, just be careful out there. Which, again, not everyone thinks it's sexual. A lot of people watch it and it's fine. But what kind of sexual is fine? Alpereski, hey, how are you? But fair, don't eat on stream, but eat something. I will after stream. That's why I got my snacks right there. And I did ASMR. Everyone keep asking to see my feet. See? That's weird. Which, like, again, I understand for ASMR, some people it's like just a relaxing thing, but also at the same time too, there are some people that like get turned on by it, and it's like their fetish. Anything can be a fetish in this day and age if you just believe in it. I find mukbangs really repulsive, especially ones framed like ASMR with the slurping and chewing sounds. It's super cringe. I used to watch a lot of professional eaters, and that's kind of what pushed me to like want to like eat was I was like, I can't stand food. So if I just lean into the fact that like food is disgusting and I eat it as quickly and as grossly as I possibly can, then it's less like it's food and it's more like it's a challenge. It's a, you know, it's a like contest or whatever. I never occurred to me, but people were probably jorking it. People are interesting, I will say. It's like if you got consent of everyone and they know what you're doing and they're fine with it, that's one thing. But if you're just jacking it to random shit online that people have not consented to you jacking it to, it's like that's. I don't want to say that's like weird assault because it's like through the internet, but do you know what I mean? It's weird. It's taking something that's not supposed to be inherently sexual and then without that person's consent making it sexual and then jacking off to it. You know? No, but really, we talk a lot about bad parts. What do you mean, a lot about bad parts? I like Katina eats kilos. It builds my appetite. Is she that short girl who does eating competitions all the time and she's a girl? Because I maybe have watched her videos before. Yeah, I've watched her videos before. She's what got me into eating like a whole bunch and into wanting to do like professional eating and stuff and just like eat as much as I possibly can. But I would say for her, it's not so much like it's mukbang, like it kind of is, I guess you could argue, but she's more so doing it from a competitive eating standpoint, which I find like mukbang videos tend to be more so about look at the gross amount of food that I'm going to eat, but not in a competitive way against others or a competitive way against a restaurant where I get something for free or whatever, or I'm trying to beat a record time. It's just like the ASMR of the food and the like, you know? I don't find myself attractive, but if I got in front of enough people, I guess, and beard meets food is good because I'm a dude, but I kind of like beard meets food videos, YouTube channels. Well, in my case, I just find it hilarious if people were for my stream were just like doing it. It's an example of good sexuality. Do you mean like a good kink? A kink where you have permission to sexualize that thing. You know what I mean? Like a good sexuality is when you have consent from the people to like, for example, with sexual content online, like freaking porn or like, you know, movies that have sexually explicit scenes, like that is what that is. But when you take something that someone's just doing for a completely different reason and you sexualize it and you jork it to that thing, that's where I feel like it's definitely crossing a line because you're not asking consent or permission of that person to sexualize their thing for your own pleasure, and you're taking what they're doing and you're making it something that then kind of feels gross and disgusting to the person if they knew that you were doing that to their stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's fine if you have like whatever kinks you have, but it's important to have consent or to be consuming content that is catering to that instead of taking content that is like supposed to be relatively innocent and then twisting it into your fantasy for you to jork it, if that makes sense. It can be repulsive, like Nikado Avocado or whatever. That was crazy. Wasn't that like a huge rage bait thing? I like him. I don't count him as a mukbang. Nikado Avocado? I think Nikado Avocado is like the definition of how mukbangs started. But Nico, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, the bearded guy, that's what you mean, yeah. Nico Avocado is like mukbang, and then Katina eats kilos, and the bearded, whatever, they're both competitive food eaters, like, you know, they go in and they know what they're doing and they're looking after themselves and they're not doing it for like ASMR. It's like a challenge. Professional eating videos are interesting at first because of the sheer amount of food, but I always skip the middle and ending parts where the way they eat turns unpleasant. It looks like a gross, abstract mass of food. See, this is why professional eating videos helped me a lot because to me, food always looks like that. Like food looks like an unpleasant slop mess of just garbage. And, like, it really disgusts me and repulses me. But when I watch those videos, I realized if it's a challenge, if it's a competition, it's an incentive to finish the gross part. And for me, the whole part is gross. Like, even when it's in its first form and state. And the ways that I like my food is I like it to look like vomit, I guess. I like it to look like a mess of everything all piled on top because it's already like, that's how I view food, I guess. Um, that's why I really appreciate it when they eat in an orderly, clean way, respecting table manner. Like, I am not conventionally attractive. I don't get tons of attention in public. If there were just a bunch of people taking my stream over the top, it's just silly to me. I mean, that is fair. I was just doing it as a hobby, and I like that is totally fair. I just like, from my perspective as a woman, it's like when people join my stream and want to be creepy about my stream when I'm just talking, I'm like, you know what, this is not the place to jork it. If you want to do that, please go find content elsewhere. I can't control what people do, don't get me wrong, but okay, so I don't like mukbang, but whatever bearded meats food guys doing, competitive, more competitive, like professional eating type stuff. I love Beard's videos. Yeah, some videos he slops the food, but he says sorry or something at least, but Nico just shoves it in his mouth. Hey, girl, now I get why the few times I've seen you cook, you put mad care into the presentation and make the food look all nice and polished. Well, it's just like, I don't know how to word it. My brain's got like a weird... My brain's just got like a weird disconnect. I just like, I don't know, man. Food can be... The other thing is I have, like, textural, temperature, like, all these different things that play in that if there's one little thing off with my food, then I can't look at that food the same way, and sometimes I can't even eat that food as a whole for a long period of time until I've forgotten about the thing that was bad about it, if that makes sense. Like, if I go somewhere and I get chicken and I take a bite of chicken and there's a weird part in my chicken, I can't eat chicken for a long time until I've forgotten about that experience, and sometimes it takes months. If that makes sense. Overthinking the overthinking. I get the woman thing, though. Like, how it is to worry about that because they get too much of it just out in public. Well, I will say as a girl, I don't get any attention out in public. I did when I was underage. Very rarely, though. But no, like, as a woman, typically you don't really get attention in public all that much. It's more so, like, it feels like someone is violating you if they are sexualizing you when you are not trying to sexualize yourself. You know, it's like, it's weird because it's like they're violating your privacy. You know, it's like the whole debate on whether or not is it creepy, disturbing, uncomfortable, you know, violating to picture your crush, you know, when you doing it with yourself or whatever. You know what I mean? Shit like that where it's like, is that overstepping? Is that not overstepping? Like, so, I don't know. Just as a girl, though, I guess, would rather not feel violated and like people are picturing me doing weird shit. You know what I mean? It's just an uncomfy thing to think about. It's just, yeah, it's just weird. Because, like, women, like, there are women who are like that, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's more of a, like a, I don't know. People are just weird. OCD at its finest. I'm gonna have Caesar salad for late dinner. Oh, that sounds good. Men presume you're taken. Let me just tell you, I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Men have always avoided me. I'm scary, I guess. I look mean. I look bitchy in public, and it's just like, nope. I'm gonna fucking accidentally kill you if I stare at you the wrong way. That's the island population. No, I've been in the city and stuff too. You know what I mean? I've been in the city. I've traveled around. I was in London. I was in New York. So, hey, being a model is not the right choice if you don't want to be sexualized. Eating on stream is innocent in comparison. I disagree with that statement completely. I think as a model, depending on what type of photo shoots and what you're putting out, you're not asking to be inherently sexualized. If you're deciding to do modeling and you don't do super explicit posts or photo shoots, in no way are you asking to be sexualized. And that is, like, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't do modeling anymore because I realized how creepy and fucked up everyone is. Like, there's so many photographers and shit that are literally being looked into by cops that people are defending. And I'm like, yeah, no, fuck this. I'm not. I'm good. I'm good. But yeah, no, I think that is, like, I understand what you're saying, because in marketing, like, they do try to do, like, sex sells, but not every company is like that. And I've never considered myself, like, a sexy person. I'm, like, cute, innocent, whatever. And so that's kind of been heavy for my branding. But again, if I just took photos and posted them on Instagram and I didn't do modeling, they would still get sexualized. So I literally think it's just being a girl. Seen Dakota Johnson new Calvin Klein ad. Well, Calvin Klein's literally underwear, and Dakota Johnson's literally done soft porn movie. So, I mean, again, that's the marketing for the company for Calvin Klein, because sex sells. And so, just because I'm a model, there are so many different types of models. A model doesn't automatically mean that you're stepping into sexualizing yourself in the industry, because there's a lot of companies that don't rely on sexualization for their marketing. And then there's big companies that are evil companies that do. Any company that relies on sexualization for their marketing, that's my thoughts, at least. Also, Calvin Klein underwear is not good for you. It's not made with good stuff. The difference between being an object of desire and a piece of art depends on the eyes of the beholder. Because for me, I just always thought it was cool to be like, I've been a muse before for a designer, and that was the coolest thing I've ever had happen, was when they were like, no, you are like the muse. And I didn't feel sexualized. It was nothing like that. It's like they had a vision and they put me in that vision, and I fit their vision like perfectly. And I never experienced that before. And it was like I was being chosen for something. You know what I mean? Like, because I've struggled with, like, making friends, and, like, I got everyone to talk to me. Like, got my family to talk to people for me when I was younger. And I kind of just... Oh, I thought my thing broke for a second. It's like I've realized with the modeling, the reason why I was so drawn to it is because when you get chosen for a product or for a project, you get picked for something. You know what I mean? You're getting picked for this project. These people want to work with you. These people want to see you succeeding and using their product and all this stuff. And it's just like, it is a nice feeling to be chosen for something. But now that I've understood that that's kind of where the modeling came from, was that, like, I don't have that much confidence. It helped boost my confidence to feel like, oh, people do want to work with me. Oh, people do, like, have visions of, like, ideas, Peak physique should be celebrated and looked up to. Did you feel like some kind of ethereal being crystallizing the barrier between ordinary human perception and transforming into something different? And more so is just like the way that I coped in high school was I played a character. I'm not even kidding you. I don't remember how I did it now, but I used to be really good at playing a character. And so if you met high school Sequoia, I was literally just playing a character. I wasn't being myself. And so acting kind of felt like that, and modeling kind of felt like that, and where I'm not me, I'm someone else. And so when you get transformed and, like, you have photographers wanting to, oh, we want to change you into this, it's like, it was more so like, I don't know how to word it. I've always had to pretend to be different people, because that's when people have liked me best. When I'm pretending to be someone I'm not. So, with the modeling and acting, it's like that is literally your job, to be whatever, to be moldable. And I missed that feeling of pretending to be different people. So, and now I literally don't know how to do it, which is probably a good thing, because now I'm just like myself all the time. But I think I probably would be able to have friends, or have, if I could remember how to tap back into playing a character again instead of just being Sequoia. Shit. A lot of people are just seeing platforms as commodified thirst traps, and people don't have the fortitude or education to stay on point with their relaxation. And then a lot of people are angry counterculture defiance about personalities, and some people are trying to be vigilantes, not justifying it, just saying content rights and rights to privacy after the other person puts something online. I think the biggest thing that scares me about this day and age is that I mean, I've talked about it before with like people seeking validation through social media because they're not getting the sort of attention that they maybe previously had in person or wherever in their life. But then at the same time, too, it's like there's a lot of weird, freaky shit now, too, with people taking not thirst trap content, taking their images and their photos, and then putting it on thirst trap content. I saw a video of this girl being like, my ex husband would take images of her kids' faces and put it on naked women's bodies. I was like, in the fuck? She was like, he even had like an old video of me and him, and he took my oldest daughter's face and AI put it over my face. Like, that's what's fucking scary about AI. There's nothing you can do to stop that. I mean, like, at least expose the fucking guy for what he is, and he got in trouble and shit. But I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? You're exposed to extremities. Did the agency you quit reply to you yet? What I'm saying is if they are doing that, and maybe confusion too. Like, if they're sexualizing people. I'm still stunned by what you said about when you were a muse. It literally shattered my usual way of thinking. Could you go a bit deeper in how you felt? Like, it's just like, I don't know how to word it. It's hard to explain because I've worked with a lot of designers, but there's only one designer that I worked with where, because I did dance, I like when people have a vision. I like when people tell me this is the look, this is the vibe that I'm going for. Most designers don't do that. They make the design and then they say, here, take it, just be yourself. With this designer, they were like, we're looking for this look, for this vibe, this kind of energy, like French, old style French girl, like all of this. And they saw me and they were like, you were perfect. And I've gone to castings and stuff before, and it's like I've been cast because I'm the right body shape or I'm the right whatever. But this is like I was cast because they could envision me as that French girl in that time period wearing this outfit, walking those streets. And since they had such an artistic idea of like what they wanted my walk to be and everything, I gave them a couple walks, and the first walk that I did, they were like, that's perfect. That's perfect. And I was like, do you want, and they're like, sure, we'll see a couple others. But they're like, no, do that first one. I like knew what the character was that I was playing. And I was playing that character perfectly for that designer and bringing their clothes to life in the way they want. Other designers, I've asked them, like, what are you looking for? And they don't know because their artistic trait is making the clothing and putting it out there. It's not making the clothing and coming up with a storyline and having a vision for their work. Like, for me, when I make stuff, when I do stuff, I have like a bigger vision. And that's what a lot of the high-end designers have, like this vision. Like, their whole fashion show is an art project. Just not just the clothes themselves, but like the order of the clothing, what the clothing's supposed to represent, the way the fashion show is, it's all supposed to mean something to the artwork. And this designer was like that. And it's like, it's not like, and that's the difference between being a muse and being a model. It wasn't just, oh, you're the right body shape, okay, put this on and go. It was like, no, these are the looks I'm going for. You have that exact look. I need you to tap into this sort of energy. Even your walk just falls in line with what I envisioned without you having to even change your walk or me tell you how to walk. And it was just like, I don't know. It's like, I guess in a sense, it's like I kind of became like an art project. But like, I don't know. Not a model. Is that how you feel? Yeah. I don't feel like a model anymore. I don't do model projects. I don't go out of my way to do photo shoots anymore. It's a waste of time and energy because I realized I was doing it because I just wanted to be picked for something. Like when you don't have like a close network of friends, like I know you guys are my friends online, but like when you're in person, and people are going out and doing stuff all the time. It feels nice to be picked to go out and do stuff and be invited to shows, you know what I mean? And that's why I was doing it. And a lot of people do it from like a vanity point where they're like, oh, like this makes me so much better than everyone else because I'm getting these opportunities. But for me, it was just like a confidence boost in being like, no, you are worthy of being picked. You know, it wasn't a, look at me, I'm so much better than you because I got picked. It was a, holy shit, I'm actually worthy of being picked for this thing. That's what my experience was. And then I realized just how much kind of vanity there was and everything in it, and how many creepy people and people taking advantage of people who have the dream and stuff. And so it just, I don't know, it just doesn't interest me the same because it's like greedy people taking advantage of people's dreams most of the time. Oh, yeah, no, I'm canceling the Japan trip. I'm 100% leaving that agency, and I'm probably not really going to do modeling anymore. I just don't really see a point to it, if I'm being honest, because I know that I'm not, at least I like to think that I'm not a very vain person. And I feel like the more I go down that path of being in that industry, I'm not making friends. I'm meeting more and more vain people who are like social climbers. I'm meeting more and more perverted photographers. And that's just not the life I want for myself. So, yes, even people doing the wrong thing are dealing with life, and we just got the algorithm based content. I'm saying some are confusion, but a lot of people are just arrogant. That is true. That is very true. I mean, there are some people that genuinely don't think there's anything wrong with it because the way, you know, society's bringing them up. And then there's other people that know what they're doing is wrong and they just don't care. But I think my agency did get back to me. I think they've emailed me a couple times, and I'm scared as fuck to look at it because I think they're kind of pissed at me. But the whole thing is, again, it's like, dude, I understand if they need to keep the $1,000 for the hotel and everything, but I should at least get $1,100 back because I'm not doing the photo shoot. I'm not. And, like, I don't know if they're going to respond to me being like, oh, but we found an agency over there to pitch you to. I asked them, like, over a month ago, if they had any agencies, and they said, oh, we're looking into it right now. And then when I asked them what agencies, they said, oh, well, give me names of agencies you want to be pitched to. Like, less than a month before we leave. So I feel like they're going to hit me with some bullshit, being like, but we found agencies for you to go meet over there and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, too little, too fucking late. It's like, ever since I've messaged them being like, you guys aren't doing shit. You're late to your appointments. Like, the meetings with all of us. Like, you didn't clarify a refund cancellation policy. The breakdown is not worth it at all for the amount that we're paying for these things. It's not the trip that you laid it out to me to be. And they obviously want to keep their money and shit. And so, like, they've all of a sudden started posting a whole bunch on Instagram after I've sent that email. This has happened with the last agency, too. With the last agency, when I told them, hey, I don't want to be with you guys anymore, like, I was looking for an agency that would pitch me internationally, they told me that they, you know, they were working on it or whatever, hadn't heard anything for like the whole year. And so I sent them a message being like, I'd like to leave, blah, blah, blah. And then just as I sent that message, I got an email not even an hour later that they sent out to everyone at that agency being like, if you want a chance at potentially being pitched for international, just respond to this email. And I was like, oh, so only after I get to my breaking point of waiting like half a year and then complaining about it and saying I'm leaving, are they going to send out an email like this and try to then convince me to stay after ignoring me for like half a year? Like, a lot of these agencies, they're model mills, which means they make their money off of having these models pay for photo shoots from them, like getting your like whatever things from them, your fucking cards and all this shit. And it's a model mill. Like, an agency's not supposed to charge you for any of that. If it's a real agency, they won't charge you because they make money off of the gigs that they book you, and they sign you because they are positive that they can pitch you for gigs. These agencies that I've been with have not been like that. They've just been model mills. And so when you tell them you want to leave, they do everything in their power to try to convince you to stay because they make their money off of you paying for their little trips, paying for your fucking updated whatever cards, paying for photo shoots with their photographers. And so they really don't want people to leave because that's their money source, not the finding you jobs. The you just being with their agency and paying for dumb shit is how they make their money. And so I have no respect for like half of these agencies anymore because most of them aren't real agencies. And honestly, the real agencies would not look at me with a 10-foot pole because I'm too short. So I don't have any respect for it. It's like literally that agency has now been posting all over Instagram ever since I sent my email. I'm not even kidding you. They've been like spam posting on Instagram since I sent that email, which is interesting timing. It's definitely interesting timing. They also told me too that they won't accept any photos that are like lingerie or nudity or suggestive photos. And yet meanwhile, they've been signing new girls and posting their photos of them in lingerie, which I was told that agency doesn't support. So I think they're kind of desperate to keep people on with their agency and signing new people. So I think they just don't care about that anymore either. And this is also the agency that tried to get me to go to a 1:30 a.m. photo shoot in Vancouver, and they couldn't give me any more information, which upon going to Kokorosha Model Camp, that's fucking unsafe as hell, and that is not an agency you should be with. So because I went to Kokorosha Model Camp, I know what a real agency should look like and how they should be treating you. And yes, it is partly on you to make sure that you keep that connection with the agency strong, but it's also, you can tell right away if that agency is even working to pitch you or not. And let me tell you, none of these agencies are working to pitch me because they just expect me to pay for courses and pay for photo shoots, and they don't actually expect to make money off of me by landing me gigs. So my cat insists on making biscuits on me. Help. It just has to be on my stomach and has to stare me in the eyes. Quick, lecture my cat on consent. Yo, cat. I don't know what your cat's... I can't remember. What's your cat's name? Would you say yes? Kind of. Like, pyramid scheme isn't the right word because it's not like you have to bring people under you in order to make more money. It's more so that they're just, like, scams. Like, here, let me... They're, like, actually just straight up scams. Yeah, here. Photo mill scam definition. A photo mill scam is a fraudulent practice in the modeling industry where a fake or deceptive agency claims to offer auditions, representation, or career advancement, but instead profits by selling overpriced, low-quality photography services to aspiring models. These scams often use bait-and-switch tactics, luring victims with promises of exposure or bookings only to pressure them into paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for portfolio photos, comp cards, and other services that are typically provided free or at a minimal cost by a legitimate agency. Forced use of in-house photographers who may be unqualified or unlicensed. High-pressure sales tactics and urgency to pay up front. Unrealistic promises of fame or guaranteed jobs. Poor quality photos that are unusable for real industry submissions. No legitimate booking of work. The agency does not secure real jobs for the models. Use of temporary or virtual offices with no permanent presence. Legitimate modeling agencies earn revenue through commissions on booked jobs for models, not by charging for photos or portfolio sessions. If an agency requires you to pay for photos, insists on using their staff, or demands payment before any work is done, it is a major red flag or a photo mill scam. Which is what most of these agencies nowadays are. They're literally just scams, making a quick buck off of people who have a dream. And I'm so fucking done with it. And I just don't want to be represented by anything like that anymore. It's just scummy people. It's like really scummy people. And that's what happened to me with the Japan trip. Like, I'm paying $1,400 for a photo shoot in Japan with a photographer that's local to Calgary, where the agency is, that's worked with the agency a whole bunch, that has just under 2,000 followers and I'm paying him $1,400, yeah, his photos look cool, but they're nothing even close worth of $1,400, let me tell you. And I have to make my own portfolio. Like, I have to make my own mood board. Like, no, that is literally the agency's job, to know what look is best to market and to pitch me, and then to provide the photo shoot that I go to where they do my clothes, they do my hair, they do my makeup, and then I'm more pitchable. But this is not what it is at all. They're literally just fucking taking money and being like, okay, you had a great trip, right? Like, that's what I mean. The second that I asked them, so what agencies are you guys pitching us to? And they're like, oh, we're working on it right now. And we're like a month out. They haven't been doing their job since August. In August, when I confirmed onto the trip, they should have been pitching me to agencies and telling me what agencies have approved and what agencies haven't. And if I even have a chance at being pitched out there. I asked them what the agency requirements out there are for measurements and everything, because I'd been working really hard on my body, and they couldn't even tell me what the standards were in Japan for the agencies over there. If they had even made contact with any agencies in Japan that are well-known, legitimate agencies, they would have been able to tell me right away, they have a mandatory height restriction of this, the body measurements are this, and I would know right off the bat, am I going to be pitched? Am I not going to be pitched? But they didn't do any of that. A bunch of desert foxes. Scam or not, it's still kind of sad to see you quit like that. But yeah, fuck scam and scammers. Well, the thing is all the photo shoots I've done have not been through an agency. Every single piece of work that I've done has been my own connection and my own butt, working my ass off to meet these people and to do these photo shoots all out of my own diamond pocket. And they've been like TFPs or like whatever. So any photos that you see, that was not done with a fucking agency. That was all me. So these agencies haven't been doing like anything for me. So if I want to keep doing photos, I still have connections with all the photographers. I can be like, yeah, let's go shoot. But what is the point in having an agency if, and here's the other thing too, the agency is using my photos illegally. They're taking my photos that I gave them for my portfolio that I've worked with photographers on, that I have consent to use in my portfolio, but I do not have consent for the agency to use it for marketing, okay? They've been stealing my photos and using it for marketing purposes without my consent when I gave them the photos as part of my portfolio. The photographer I've worked with has not fucking given consent for them to use these photos in these marketing things. Like, that is the other thing that I absolutely cannot stand. If it is photos that I did with the agency, at the agency's location, whatever, yada, 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 that's fine. Because they've talked to the photographers, they have the legal rights to use those photos, but they do not have the legal rights to use my photos in the way that they've fucking been using them, and it pisses me off, because the other agency did this too. They'd repost my photos, and people would then think that I got those photo shoots and those opportunities through the agency, when I really had just grinded and made all of those personal connections myself, and had worked with those people completely not connected to the agency at all. So everyone's thinking this agency's getting all these gigs and blah, 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 when I'm out here doing free TFPs and working my butt off to get these connections. And then this is why people were using me to social climb and shit. They'd pretend to be my friend so they could get the contacts for all my photographers, go to these companies I've worked with, tell them that they know me, and then get the in. And not have to do any of the legwork that I've been doing for years to even make these connections. So I'm done with models in the industry. I'm done with agencies in the industry. And it makes it very, very, very hard to want to be in that industry when you're constantly surrounded by people like that all the time. I went into modeling being like, maybe I'll make friends. People going into modeling are like, maybe I'll become famous. Two completely different worlds. And that's not the world I'm looking for. So I need to find a different thing to get into that I actually have a chance at making friends, because modeling is not it. Apparently, supposedly. after trial and error. But I feel like I discovered all this for a reason, and I feel like it's very important that I now use my platform in order to educate girls on model mills and things like that, because I've had a lot of people message me and ask me about agencies or this and that. And I feel like it's very important that I take my platform and I explain to people what the fuck is going on in the industry and what the fuck needs to change. Gotta admit, the way they cold-bloodedly run the whole setup, scheming it out to jack the model's work and then scam them straight to the face is low-key flawless. Yeah, it's fucked. It's so bad. And if you don't know anything about the industry, then you're not even gonna realize really that you're getting scammed. That's the thing. Mm-mm. Oh, no, 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 no. I never want to be famous. Fame has never been the goal for me. With acting, I did acting because I've done improv and everything as a kid. And like I said, I've always been, like, the best I've ever been in my life is when I played a different character. And so for me, acting, it's like, oh, it'd be fun if I can tap back into playing different characters. But it is not about fame at all. Like, with acting, with modeling, even with streaming, like, I do not want fame. That is the last thing I want. I know I mentally would not be able to handle it. People are fucking assholes in this day and age. And it's like when I was at Kokorosha Model Camp, a lot of people were there because they want to be famous. And she even said, she's like, your goal absolutely should not be fame. If you're getting into any of these industries with the goal being fame, don't. You have no privacy. Like, everything is just constantly on display. You'll always be misunderstood. You always have to be like the happiest, the best, like, you know, most positive, whatever, all the fucking time, because people are constantly judging you and waiting for you to slip up. Like, already I've seen how people are with me, and the fact that I've done a little bit of modeling, I don't even really consider myself a model, and people treat me weird as fuck. Like, people who don't like me all of a sudden want to act like they're my best friend because they've seen online that I've done a couple photo shoots. I also discovered, too, that a lot of the, like, you know, the one girl who told me I should kill my disabled bunny? She started doing photo shoots after she saw I was doing photo shoots. Maybe it was completely unrelated, but it's just like one of those things where I don't want fame. I don't want eyes on me. I have very bad paranoia already. I actually went to try to make my Instagram account private. But the problem is if you make your Instagram account private, any of the reels that I've been tagged in or work that I've done where I've been tagged in the post and it's on a public account, I get taken off of. So now I'm stuck in this place where I kind of want to make my shit private, but if I do, I'm going to lose a lot of the work that I did on my page, because when you make your account private, it hides you from the public posts. And, like, I'm not worried about people being able to find me from the public posts. It's just that work is literally just going to disappear then. Unless I, like, screen record it all and, like, save it on my PC and save it on my phone. You know, like, the videos will still be up there, but at least unless I, like, go on each individual page and go and find that video and scroll all the way down. You know what I mean? So it's kind of sad because it's like I've built a visual, like, display on Instagram of the progress I've made doing stuff over the years. And it's like half of it will get fucking disappeared if I go private. And that's also kind of why I haven't been posting, because it's like, I don't know. I don't feel great about my modeling. This is the thing. People come up to me and be like, oh, it's so cool. And I'm like, dude, I don't think it is. Like, and I get that that's me and that I'm biased, but, like, I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's, like, a huge accomplishment. I don't think it's anything to, like, rave about. Like, I've realized it's really weird because, like, people treat it like it's this big deal thing, and then they ask me what I do, and I'm like, oh, I'm nothing, just work at Starbucks. And it's almost like they're expecting me to tell them all these, like, stories and things. And I'm like, yeah, I do have stories. I'm not going to share my stories with strangers of my experiences. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Social media has just made it so it's like we should be. I'm just not. I genuinely don't. Like, I wholeheartedly don't think my photos look good. I think I look autistic and, like, mentally fucked in all the posts. Like, I genuinely think my face looks like this in every single post, and it just gives, like, I don't know. Maybe autistic isn't the right word, but it just gives, like, you know, kind of weird vibes. And I understand that I'm tough on myself, but also my posts aren't anything amazing. You know what I mean? Like, there are photographers, there are models who are doing incredible work, who are genuinely making art, who are making art pieces that I'm like, holy shit, I would buy that and put that up on my wall. And that's what I consider real modeling, real acting, like pieces of actual artwork. And I just don't consider my posts on that level. I've done photo shoots, don't get me wrong, I'm happy I've done them, but I don't think I look fucking good in them at all. And yes, we're our own worst critique, but it's just like so weird to me that people will come up to me and be like, oh my gosh, you look so good in your posts online. When I'm like, that's so weird. Like, I don't know, it's so weird because it's like, okay, I look good in the digital world when I did a couple photo shoots, when everything's edited and I have my makeup done and stuff. Like, I don't know. Autistic Riz! Freeland, Feral Dan, Feral Dan? Is it Feral Dan? Holy shit, why did I struggle with that so much? Why not share the story? You're too tough on yourself. Because a lot of the time, it's people from like high school or people that I don't like that were literally mean to me that are saying stuff like that to me. And I genuinely feel like it's a backhanded compliment. Like, it's people that were mean as fuck to me that were like, I hope you die, that then are coming up to me and being like, oh my gosh, I saw you do modeling. You look so good. So no, I'm not going to be sharing stories with them. I'm just like, oh, thanks. And they're like, so what are you doing right now? I work at Starbucks. And then they're like, oh, because they're expecting me to like start trying to zhuzh up my life, but I'm not going to zhuzh up my life, bro. I literally just work at Starbucks right now. It's crazy. You do realize that the best artist usually died with zero recognition. That is true. There are a lot of amazing artists that died with zero recognition. I guess for me, it just feels very backhanded when people say that to me, because it's people that were not very nice to me that are saying that to me, or people that like I low-key would worry would gossip about me and talk about me behind my back, and it like stresses and freaks me out that they're stalking my social medias. You know, like social media has like gotten rid of this barrier where like you have your private life and you know about it, but then people like can look into your life and then they think they know your life and then they try to connect to you on that personal life, when it's like, this is weird though, bro, because it's like, I didn't even tell you about this. You only know this because you stalked me online and now you're talking to me about it. You know what I mean? You're more attractive than you think you are. Well, I do know that because I've been cheated on a lot, that I have very low self-esteem and that I do not perceive myself in a lot of certain ways. It's very hard to like disassociate to perceive myself without that kind of window, like that blur there, I guess, if that makes sense. Why are you in touch with... I'm not! They've literally came into my work, or they've ran into me when I was out with my sister, and I'm like, this is so weird. Specify its idiotus and not people in general. It's like, you know, like, here's the thing. It's like, I'm not a social media influencer or anything, but I knew if I like had like a little following on Instagram and was like a social media influencer, so many people would pretend to try to be my friend. Like, I hate that shit. This is why I'm like, fuck modeling, fuck all of that. I don't want people to fake pretend to be my friend because they think that I'm like mini famous or something online. Hated Locks, how are you? How's your day been going so far? I just want to be a person that has friends because they actually like being my friend and they think I'm cool and they like talking about fucked up shit with me. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people are very performative because of social media. Like, I've seen it firsthand. The second someone finds out you have a following, they butter up to you and treat you like a whole different person. It doesn't matter how much of an asshole you are. All of a sudden, you got a million best friends. And then the second you post them or whatever, it's like, oh, they go and talk shit about you or whatever. It's fucking weird. Starbucks, at least you've got a job and are working for yourself. That is true. It took a long time to actually find a job in my town. I was just doing, like, you know, housekeeping and things like that for my own little business, but it's nicer to not work for yourself and to, like, work under someone. Even though I don't like corporations and mass consumerism, and Starbucks is, like, the definition of mass consumerism. But that's fine. I'll figure it out. I haven't checked your social medias in months. Not really. I don't really post to Snap. don't really post to Instagram that much. More so on Instagram, I've been reposting a lot of Christian content. Which, surprisingly, people have been unfollowing me, don't get me wrong. But surprisingly, a lot of people have been liking it too. I'm like, oh, hey! Like, I swear I have more friends on my Instagram from discovering what they're liking and stuff and them liking my posts than I ever have. Hi, Sequoia! How are you? Van 7. How's your day been going? Whereabouts are you from? Also, Hated Lux, whereabouts are you from as well? Happy Mir Moyer Tuesday, you guys. I can imagine what your sister said in that instance. You need to reach out in order to find such people. What are your interesting? Do you mean like what are my interests? You need better filters. You need some finding skills. Yeah, I graduated with a first class degree and it still took me 6 months to find a job. It's brutal out there. It is brutal. From Albania. Stay in Scotland for now. Scotland's the dream! Yo, I want to have a sheep farm. Actually, oh, sorry. Is Scotland in Ireland? Scotland's in Ireland, right? I want to have a sheep farm in Ireland so badly. But I think it's just because of that one movie that's got like the Irish guy in it. It's like a love story and he has a sheep farm out in Ireland. Really? Scotland isn't in Ireland? Oops, okay, we're not going to mind that I'm a little bit challenged when it comes to geographic, whatever. Reach the crowd you want to have. I'd rather have 3 friends who truly understand me than 100 fakers. Exactly. Exactly that. And this is why I stream, because if people hate me, they'll just tell me. They'll just tell me to my face if they don't like me. If they like me, they'll hang and chat. If they don't like me, they can also just like leave stream and go to a different stream. You know what I mean? People are so brutally honest in stream. Scotland is in the north. People always trying to link up with somebody who got that kind of virtual clout, which is so weird because it's like virtual clout does not translate into real life at all. Like the digital world and the online world are completely different. This is why I don't even like telling people I live stream, because they automatically go to, how many followers do you have? How many people watch your streams? And honestly, I'm going to be honest, even if I had 100 people watch my streams, I'm always going to tell people like 5 people. I got like 5 people watching my streams. I got a close, tight-knit community. We chat all the time. We probably have more than 5 people that join streams now pretty regularly. But that's just always what I tell people. Because guess what? I don't want people asking what my fucking stream thing is and then joining my stream when we talk about real stuff here. I'm not saying shit just to be like, oh my gosh, guys, welcome to the party. How's your guys' day been going so far? Make sure you send those subs and those likes. Hit that like button. Like, come on now. If we hit like 50 likes today, I'll take a shot at something. Blah, 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 blah. Send me money. You know, I'm not here fucking playing up that shit, my guy. And I feel like that's kind of what people assume streaming is. And I tell people, like, no, I stream because that's my friends. So please don't try to find my stream if you're not my friend. If you're a random person on the internet, it's totally fine. But, like, if you're someone from my town and you're, like, you kind of know me, like, okay, again, it's fine for people to just randomly find me from town and join stream. But if you, like, kind of know me and you don't talk to me in person at all, but it's, like, you talk to me in stream, like, for example, a coworker. If I had a coworker joining stream all the time, that would be awkward as hell if I never talked to that coworker in person, but they always joined my streams and I didn't know. You know, because the level of conversation I have on stream with people is, like, not just surface level conversations. At least I don't think. Maybe I'm biased, though, because I'm parasocial with you guys. Bet they out there like, oh, you've seen that Sequoia girl? Yeah, look, that's my friend. See how fancy she is? She models and all that crazy stuff. Ha ha ha. People always be pulling that kind of stunt just to make themselves seem more important. Straight up nasty. Exactly. And the worst thing is that people always love to make up shit about me in high school and talk bad about me in high school when I literally just stayed in my own fucking lane, dude. People love to talk shit about me. And this is why I have really bad paranoia about it, because to me, I don't feel like people are looking up my Instagram to be like, oh my gosh, look, she's a model now. I feel like they're doing it to make fun of me. I'm not even kidding you. I feel like, oh, look, she thinks she's hot shit doing modeling, blah, 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 blah. And they're assuming that I'm this, like, egotistical, like, full of myself. That's why I don't like people stalking my stuff, because people have always made up rumors about me in this small town. And I honestly thought when I got older, it would get better. But still to this day, people make up shit about me. Like, my ex-boyfriend, when me and him got back together, all of a sudden this girl he's randomly friends with is being like, oh, she dated like 8 guys in this town. No, I haven't. What fucking 8 guys were interested in me, bro? Like, literally. People just make shit up and then try to slam my name, and I just never defend myself. Like, because I'm like, there's no point in fighting people that want to make bullshit up, because what am I going to say? No, it's not true. I know what's true and what's not true. You can't defend yourself to people who are just going to constantly lie on lie on lie on lie on lie. Like, obviously, I talked to my ex about it, and it got to the point where he, like, did believe me. The girl didn't even have evidence. He was like, well, could you tell me the names of the guys? And she was like, no, I don't want to, like, leak their private information. Like, they want it private. I'm like, if I went on dates with 8 guys in town, why would it be a big deal to share their fucking names? It wouldn't be. You know what I mean? It's not like, you know what I mean? Like, if I went on a date with someone, I'd be like, yeah, I've been on a date with them. So? Like, people in my town are fucking weird like that, which is why I have paranoia when it comes to my modeling and my social medias, honestly. Ireland is the separate island. Scotland is Scotland. Okay, this is really embarrassing because this is really showing my extremely poor geographical knowledge. UK is England, Wales, Northern Ireland, and Scotland. Scotland borders with England. Wales is to the west of England, also borders with it. Hey, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know North American geography all that well. So, my bad. My bad. Having a sheep farm in Scotland means eating haggis, a mushy food, just like you like it. And Ireland borders with Northern Ireland. So Northern Ireland and Ireland are like completely separate things. And why would you want a sheep farm? Because it'd be so much fun. Because it's like I would rather have some type of farm and make money off of it. And I'm not really great with killing animals. So a sheep farm, it's like you shear them and then you can sell the wool. You know, and then you can make enough money from selling the wool to pay your property taxes, and then you're set. As long as you have enough animals to, like, have mostly your own food and grow your own crops and all of that, you know? So that's kind of why sheep farm and Gora Bunny farm, that sort of dealio. Ireland is not part of the UK. Actually, fun fact, the UK does have mandatory biometrics, and Ireland is the only, one of the few countries that doesn't have mandatory biometrics yet, which is crazy. Unless, Kakapa Cool, is that the... Is that just like an emote thingy? Honestly, free our Scott bros. High school is gone and will never return. Just succeed on your own terms. That is true, but I live in a very small town, and so this is why, like, again, I don't keep up with anyone or anything. I don't stalk people online, but because I live in a very small town, people are just like that. You know, they have nothing going on in their own lives, so they hyperfixate on other people to deflect from the fact that they don't have anything going on in their own lives. So then, you know, people just talk about each other in not the nicest ways to try to tear them down to feel better about their own life. This is why, again, part of the reason too why I don't have friends in this town, because I have tried to reconnect with people from high school. All they wanted to do was gossip about people from high school, and I shut that shit down. And then they never wanted to talk to me again. This goes against my ideals, but you should just start going to church. Well, actually, they are having Good Friday service soon coming up. I should probably go to church more with my grandma. But even at church, it is hard to meet people. Like a lot of churches, a lot of judgy people go. You know what I mean? And again, you can't live your life being in fear of others. Like what originally started out with me locking myself in my house was because I was so scared of people in this town. Like when I dropped out of high school, when I dropped out of public school halfway through grade 9, it's because I was so terrified of the people I was going to school with that I just stayed in my house. And I didn't leave, and that's why I live streamed, because I was like, what's a way that I can talk to people and make friends without having to leave my house? So in 2016, I started like live streaming and locking myself in my room all the time because I was like genuinely scared to go into town and to run into people that I went to high school with. And then we moved, like, not out of the town I live in, but to a different area, so I got to go to a different high school. And then that didn't end up going very well, so I just dropped out of school in general in, like, grade 11, and then just kind of went back to, like, staying in my house and streaming all the time, because it's like, people in this town are brutal. I did try moving out of this town, and it was even worse. Okay? I got into an illegal subletting situation, which they then tried to sue me. Like, were threatening to sue me. So, I will attempt again, hopefully in the future, to move out of this town because I do think it would make a huge difference for my mental health. But I'm also kind of scared to do that based on how the first time went. Church IRL, imagine. Well, that's like when I went to my first ever mass in New York. Unless you already are. I try to go, but it has been hard because I typically have been working on Sundays. We do have a Seventh-day Advent church, which hosts services on Saturdays. But it's about finding a church that, like, you know, people aren't judgy, you're able to ask questions, and it's the right kind of vibe, because there are a lot of churches that are judgy and you go in and it is not the right vibe and they're like, we've never seen you here before. Do you go to church often? Do you believe in Jesus? Do you believe in the Bible? And I'm like, I am not here to get grilled, my guy. I came to church because I wanted to go to church. If you're going to be all high and mighty about it, you need to sit down and read your Bible. We're not here to judge each other. Like, to a certain degree, hold yourself accountable and stuff for your sins. But, like, damn. Some people, I swear, get, like, on their high and mighty business in the church sometimes. Not all churches, but, like, haggis is fucking stinking. Northern Ireland. What is haggis? I feel like I've looked this up before in stream. You're the boss, but God is the judge. I mean, I think more than anything, also too, just for my own sake, because I've like had so many bad encounters with people, I have to believe that there's a higher authority that makes it all worth it. That like it's not my job to dish out people's, like, you know, reap what they sow type dealio. It's my job to be nice to everyone, and whatever happens, happens. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people that are the meanest people ever, it's because no one has given them not unconditional love, but no one has just, like, met them with love. You know? Matthew 7, 1 through 3. Ooh, let's see. Going to pop up for me. Teaches that we should avoid hypocritical judgment, first examining our own faults before criticizing others. Do not judge, or you too will be judged, for in the same way you judge others, you will be judged, and with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Why do you look in the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? You know, the biggest Bible passage that I saw that, like, really, like, clicked everything in for me is, although iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. That Bible verse, let me find it. Matthew 24:12 warns that as lawlessness and sin increase, the love of many people will go cold, reflecting a decline in genuine compassion and devotion. And I feel like that's currently what we're going through right now. I genuinely feel like that's what we're going through right now. And I always use that phrase to remind myself that no matter how bad people are to you, it is your job to not let it harden your heart. It is your job to not let it make you become a bitter, cold person. I don't want to be a bitter, cold person. No, thank you. I'm sorry. I'd ask for Sundays free if I was religious. Well, here's the thing. The more I was looking into it, technically the day that you are supposed to have of rest is actually Friday from sunset until Saturday at sunset. That is actually supposed to be the official day of rest. The more I was looking into, like, traditional Bible, like, traditional teachings and stuff, and the more I was looking into holidays versus holy days and all of that. And so in previous jobs, I have asked for Sunday off, and then I just haven't been going to church recently, so I haven't been asking for Sunday off. And then I was like, well, maybe I'll find a church that hosts services on Saturday, and that's why I thought the Seventh-day Advent Church. But then I realized the Seventh-day Advent Church supports a lot of things that I don't support in terms of, like, during, like, COVID and the mandates and everything, they were supportive of, like, the lack of gathering and everything, which I think directly goes against the Bible's teaching. And, like, you're supposed to be allowed to gather for religious reasons and stuff still. So, I don't know. There's a lot of things where, like, it's, You know, no one is gonna judge you. You're basically a nun, minus weed part. You get a toke today? I probably will have a little toke today, yeah. But I will say, like, when I first went to church, I was like, fuck, can I even ask questions? Can I even ask anything? I'm gonna go eat now, and I would advise you do the same. Bye, PDG. Thanks for chilling and chatting. I hope you have a good sleep, and I'll talk to you soon. Haggis is part of the sheep. Not everyone likes to eat, I think. Is it like the brain? Calm down, holy ruler. I came to church to communicate with my inner light and recharge my mana through the cathodes of the stained glass in the towers of the church that capture the ether from the air, and also to raise my frequency thanks to the ringing of the bells. I definitely didn't come here to answer your questions. No, honestly, it's really sad that they've banned bell ringing. Like they've banned the ringing of the bells. I'm not gonna lie. When I go to like the thrift store and stuff, I'll find like little like the, I don't know what to call them. I want to call them Christian bells, but that's not the right word. They're not just like cowbells. They're like the proper. I want to buy a whole bunch of them. Because there's something about that frequency that those bells give off, if I'm not mistaken. The more you look into it. But yeah, dealing with a low level Christian, I see. You need to XP some more. I mean, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. Also, too, I started following this one girl on Instagram who's an ex-witch that talks about warning people about, like, witchcraft and stuff. Holy shit, is it eye-opening. She did a thing today that I saw that was talking about oppression, about how a lot of people have been feeling this presence of, like, oppression, like, really tired all the time, like, you know, depressed, unmotivated, like, kind of, I don't know, the way she explained it, it was so, so, so good. And it was, she's just like, more than ever now, we're really coming into a more heavy, like, spiritual fight with good and evil, like, seeing with, like, Epstein files and all this shit and all that. It was also a really good post I saw today, too, talking about the Epstein files and about, being knowledgeable in things but still preserving like your innocence in a sense. Like, yes, it is good to know about the bad things that are happening in the world, but sometimes being extremely highly educated on extremely disturbing things that you then can't get out of your mind isn't necessarily the best course of action to learn about that thing. Like, the more and more we learn stuff about the Epstein files, like, nothing is being done about it. You know what I mean? Like, nothing's being done to all these people that are in it and stuff. And so it's like the more we learn, the more that it like weighs on your soul and your spirit. And don't get me wrong, everyone needs to be educated on it, but also you don't want to keep diving down it so much and obsessing so much on evil. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to become hyper fixated on an evil thing and learn as much as you can on evil. You want to hyper fixate more so on what things we should be doing to fight back on that evil. And being educated is good, but sometimes being overly educated isn't the best thing, because then it puts you in this like constant cycle of wanting to learn more and needing to learn more, when it's like you've already learned the amount that you need to learn to then take that and do something with it. You know what I mean? Witches report their spells against Trump aren't working. He has a shield. No, there's a lot of like, because like, I mean, I've told you guys before my whole kind of like blue 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 how I got to where I got now. There is lots of things in the world that you want to protect yourself against that you don't even maybe know are hanging around you. Like, I know for me, when I fucked around with stuff that I did back when I was in like grade 8, there was stuff hanging on to me that I truly think only relatively recently has like let go, has like not been hanging heavy over me anymore. And I feel like because I feel like things have kind of been falling on me again recently because of my vices and because of my bad habits. I don't know. I typically don't talk about this much religious stuff on stream because I like keep it all to myself and stuff, but at the same time too, I've kind of been debating talking more in stream. But then at the same time too, I know that like not everyone's religious, and I never want to be accused of like shoving religion down people's throat. But bro, I will be saying Merry Christmas. I will be saying Merry Christmas. I don't care. I don't care. Everyone's called it Merry Christmas for the longest time ever, and it wasn't even necessarily to be associated with a religious thing. It's just how everyone said like happy holidays, but now it's like you got to be extremely inclusive, which doesn't make sense. I say it too, even though, exactly, when I wasn't religious, when I even was dabbling in, like, paganism and stuff, I still said Merry Christmas. It's like, do they just, like, it's mind-boggling to me that you're not even allowed to, like, say that now without it being controversial. And I'm like, why? What is controversial? Is it because Christ is in the name? That's honestly, I've been thinking about it for a bit now, and I honestly wonder if it's partly to do with that. You know what I mean? And then that's why people are just being like, oh no, it's extremely religious. It's extremely shoving down everyone's throat. Oh, you know what? It's kind of weird with the whole, like, circuit boards and everything. Oh, there's this guy that I've been watching, Hydro de Fruity, that you might really like. He's got a really interesting take. I saw him, he was walking around, and he was talking about Masonic stuff and how to look for the signs to point towards the statues and the, like, I don't know why it's not wanting to load. It's, like, actually not wanting to load. Oh, here we go.
And this is a pattern inside of an old Tartarian building. As you can see, they are one in the same. See, the Tartarians and our ancient ancestors knew exactly how to harness real energy, free energy. All of these ancient buildings were power plants. They harnessed energy from the ether, from the atmosphere. The motherboard circuit on the floor is just an example of the sophisticated knowledge that they had and they possessed about.
That's what Nikola Tesla spoke about.
Wiped from our history books, guys, because they want us paying the bills. They want us, slaving in the system. A world where this ancient technology still exists. This right here is a...
And I can't scroll ahead. That is very interesting. I will say, when I was in the church in New York and I experienced the, like, going to mass and everything, I was, like, kind of mind blown, if I'm being honest. Like, the experience was insane. I'd never had an experience like that before, going into church and feeling the way that I felt. Like, it was just next level. Like, I've been in church buildings and things before, but this was just, like, this was so old. There were statues. There was, like, I was like, this crazy. Craft to Christ is the girl that I've been following who talks about the witchcraft stuff. And then, what's the guy that I found that was really interesting? The guy that I found is Matteo Carrazzo or whatever. Carrazio. This guy, he talks a lot about, like, oh, where's the one that I found that was really good? About, like, is this the guy? It should be. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, it's probably in his reels. Yeah, that's what it is. It's in his reels. Like, he does shit like this.
So this is actually crazy, but before I show you that, this is Plaza Colón. Colón is Cristobal Colón, Christopher Columbus. This is entire plaza to him. And there's actually a huge monument to him right there. That used to be where that lady is. But this is the monument, okay? It's these 3 giant blocks. Really, it's 4, but it's the 3 stages of discovery. The first stage are the prophecies. You can see Seneca, who was born in modern-day Spain, by the way, prophesizing about how awesome it would be if we could conquer or fear the ocean and discover his words, El Nuevo Mundo, the new world. He knew there could be something beyond the sea. We never went beyond that.
Do you know what's crazy? Even hearing that little blip right there about being like, conquer the sea and go out and find new world, that really makes me think of the ice wall and going out and getting past the ice wall and finding new world. Just a little branching thought there. Ooh. No, honestly, I think the more that I'm gonna be honest, I think the more that I repost Christian stuff, the more... Yeah, That's crazy. Honestly, fair though. Honestly, fair. Weird. Weird, but fair. Okay. I'm gonna rip a toke, which means if you'd like to join me, scream at me, let me know, and we shall smoke up. I'm like psyched out right now. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're doing a little toke skis. Little toke skis. If I even have any weed. Ah! Which means if you're joining me for this toke, scream at me, let me know, or else I'll just rip it in a moment here and I'll find some tunes to play. My way or the highway. Oh wow, look at the last of my bottom barrel weed. Isn't that a gorgeous sight? No, it's kind of crazy because this weed has been lasting me for so long, dude. It's lasted me like fucking long ass time. Okay. Oh my gosh, excuse me. I have no idea what it says, but that is stunning. Sequoia, I have some rough news. Oh no, wait, what is it, Red? What is it? No. Oh, Red. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm guessing, did it just happen like very, very recently? Because I know not that long ago, you were talking about how Aries was struggling a little bit with like mobility, right? But then he was doing good. Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that he passed, like gracefully and peacefully and stuff. But I'm so sorry, Red. I am so so sorry. It's always really hard when, Oh man. Oh man. He was fine this morning. I didn't check him till about 30 minutes ago. Oh, I'm sorry, Red. I'm gonna be. Oh, honestly, that is one of my. It's it's always so weird because it's like that when you have an animal that they're not going to live like, as long as you, but also you never want the time to come when they pass on. But like at the same time too, that when they do pass on that you want it to be like as peaceful as possible. You know what I mean? So it's like this thing of like, never wanting it to be the time, and then when it is the time, it's like the best way that it can be the time is if it's like, peaceful and everything, but then at the same time too, it's also just like just stay a little longer, But then there are cases too where it's like animals stay longer and then they're just like in pain and suffering. It couldn't have gone better. All my rats have passed away easy. It was just time. I'll see him again. Well, I'm glad that it was a peaceful passing and everything, Red. I am very sorry for your loss though. And at least that is the other positive note is that you will see him again just like your other rats. You will be reunited one day. This is so weird, but I kid you not, my chicken was my spirit animal, so I always look forward to seeing my chicken again one day. She literally, no animal was like her. No animal had a connection like I did with her. Which I feel mean saying that sometimes, but it just was what it was. Like sometimes animals just connect with you so deeply. Alright, let me put on some music and I'm going to rip a toke. You know what we're going to put on? We're going to put on what I think is one of the best, most insanely crafted song ever to exist. It is just like pure Constane. How do I say your username? Constantine? How are you? Thanks for the follow. Happy Miriam Ware. Here it is. Here it is. This one. I think this is the most beautifully curated piece of art. It's like good and bad, light and dark, you know, and it blends so well. All right, cheers, you guys. Ah, 3, 2, 1. Ah! There's weed all over me. No, honestly, I think this is one of the most polished pieces of music ever. Ever to exist ever. Like, I'm gonna be honest, when I get married, I kind of want to do a dance to that song. Like, I want my first dance to be that song, which might be kind of weird because it's like sad but happy, but like, you know, it's like a dramatic song, but I think that's like perfect for a marriage first dance, you know, because it's so many different emotions of like the intertwining of two, the yin and the yang. Looking for a video that perfectly describes this dream, but I just can't find it. All right. Well, I maybe should go get some food in me quickly, and then
whoever does not bear his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. And I can't tell you the amount of times I've read a scripture like that and just overlooked it. And then I begin to think on my own life, someone that was labeled on the outside as a Christian, but inside my heart was wicked and deceitful. I was a slave to my sin, a slave to my desires. I mean, just in the 5th grade, I've been exploited to pornography and became a slave to sexual immorality. I've been there. The most selfish, lustful, prideful, and anxious, depressed human being on the planet, I felt like, for years. You see, I don't think we understand. We think, for the first time in my life, it's going to cost me something to follow Jesus. No. It's already costing you something right now to live for yourself. You're on a reoccurring payment plan for guilt and shame right now. Do you understand what it's like to go home every night and just think that the things that you're doing are going to work this time, but you keep going back knowing it's not going to work? It's just familiar. I did it all, but it was costing me my own life. Having the appearance of I got it all together. Having the appearance of I love God, right? If you claim to be following Jesus, but it hasn't costed you something, you're following the wrong Jesus. I mean, it has costed me something beautiful. That's the thing. The cost of following Jesus is beautiful.
that's crazy. We're in the routine category right now. Okay, I never changed it out. That's wild. I do not mean to be sitting in this category. Oh my gosh, everyone who's joined this stream has found this stream because I've been in the routine category. I'm so sorry. I am playing that game. I do love that game. The game is so good. Don't get me wrong. Whoa. I feel that this millennial old piece fits perfectly with the moment in the stream we're in. An adorable living being from our dear I feel like this millennia old piece fits perfectly with the moment in the stream we're in. An adorable living being from our dear Red X. Or is it, okay, I always want to say Red X icon, but isn't it like Red 13 has passed to another plane while we were simply talking about religious structures and temples? That is actually very... Wow. I didn't even think about that. Through the category. Found it. You found it. Oh no. Hey, I just never changed the category, okay? I've got a bad habit of that. Please don't talk to me. I only have 1 hour to work out and I love talking. That's hilarious. Yo, that is like every fucking stream. I'm not even kidding. And then we're here for 3 hours. Oh lord, I've streamed for 4 hours. We haven't started the game yet? What is this? No, honestly, I really think that I was meant to hear that right at that time because I gotta stop with the weed. And it's like, it's true. I go and I smoke weed and I think it's gonna fix the problem. And guess what? It never fixes the problem because the real problem's deeper than that. Immediately goes to talk to his buddy. Bean, thank you for so much and sorry for so... What do you mean? Today you recharged my mana. I've been mentally lost all day and the notification of your stream was a breath of fresh air. Plus the fast I'm doing has brought back the spark and light I needed. Enjoy your meal. A hug. Warrior of the light. Oh, Hydra de Fruity. No, honestly, like talking in stream and having people to talk and discuss with does the exact like same thing for me. Like I was not feeling the greatest today. Everything felt scatterbrained. I managed to get to the gym, but I just like I always feel like all over the place all the time, and then I stream and then I feel like I'm not lost just going through my day, and I actually feel like I'm stationed and I'm anchored somewhere where I'm meant to be, if that makes sense. And it's like a lot of the time I feel like I'm just floating through life and through space and nothing feels like entirely completely real or comprehensible. But then when I'm in stream, I don't know if it's because it's the connection to like multiple people kind of at once being able to just like talk and exist and like have real human connection even though it is virtual. But it's like for some reason this is like one of the few things that grounds me and helps me be able to like have an ability and a concept of like time and accomplishments and like state of the world and everything, because I like it genuinely. It's like I guess my way of keeping track of time in a weird, if that makes sense, keeping track of time but not in like a time way, in like a memory way. I think the weed is also starting to hit too, so we're gonna keep that in mind. Shit. Well, now I feel like I should play some of the game because I've been in the category for so fucking long and haven't played any of the game. I'm gonna play like 5 minutes of the game to say that I played the game in the category, okay? I will not get sucked in. I will not get sucked in. I will not get sucked in. Ba 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 up, she will get sucked in. No, 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 no. I said it 3 times, right? I will not get sucked in, I will not get sucked in, I will not sucked in. So that's the charm. Load game. Time 1 hour and 10 minutes at the mall. Damn, have I spent that long? Okay, no one come for me. We're making progress. We're still at the mall, but we're getting there. I feel like I'm being judged right now. Oh, is this the... It's not really showing me... Holy shit. Oh my gosh. Still got me. I knew it was going to happen, and it still got me. Okay. Well, the only thing I can really do is go back here. I don't understand what the flip I meant to... You know what I mean? Like, here, we'll reconnect to this. I feel like I'm just, like, stupid. See, the ultraviolet mode has a block light function. It might help me uncover things. How do I get it in blacklight mode? No module. Oh, is this blacklight mode? Guys, I think I maybe finally figured it out, I hope. Maybe. Oh. Is there like a symbol here, or am I tripping? You guys see that, right? Final price. What the fuck? I don't understand. Am I stupid? Four, 8, 2, 3. I feel like I'm supposed to find something with the... Okay, I'm gonna look on my phone how to turn the black light on.
The words you speak have power, so let's...
Cause this is crazy. That's crazy. Someone else made the same post like 3 months ago. Okay, I see. I'm supposed to hold it down. What the fuck? Why was there no explanation of this? Okay, maybe I followed it the wrong direction. Oh, what does this say? Congratulations. 10% off. Oh. Is it like under here or something? The fuck? Am I just stupid? Like, there's no way, right? It says congratulations, 10% off. This is the only thing I've seen. Like, the fuck, bitch? What the fuck? Don't turn around. Is something there? I just don't understand. Is it like behind these things? All it says is congratulations. 10% off. Like, Oh, I'm fucking stupid. Oh, shit. Nah, that was my bad. That was just... pretty solid. Be like, oh shit, we screwed up even the point and click people. Okay. That's how we're gonna get out of here. You know what? We're gonna like switch it over real quick just so I can see this shit. Yeah, they definitely want me to go this way. Oh, this is fucky as all hell, dude. Why can't I see it? Oh. Okay. We're just gonna pretend like no one saw me. Do I need one? Really? So it's just for batteries? What in the hell? Holy shit, why is everything wigging the fuck out, dude? What the? The heck is up with that? I don't even want to know. Just gonna switch it over to this one now. Ah, why'd my chat disappear? What the heck? Where the flip did Restream go? Okay. Don't want Megazone. Trying to get to the other place. Just gonna hide for a minute. Shit. Ooh, mama. It's good. It's fine. It's great, even, one would argue. Just hunky-dory. Boop! He saw nothing. This is the way that I need to go. Oh no. Getting a little too close. Shit. Ah! Not him turning on as I'm right fucking there. Are you kidding me? Please. Please let him leave me alone. I need this robo. Fuck. Seriously? I feel like that's super unfair. Because I need to save, thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, dang. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna pause. Testing. Okay. We're good now on audio. Then the volume of the game was low as fuck. I am so sorry. Wow, was I muted this whole time? Oh, no! Come on! Fuck off. Seriously? Please, just leave me be. That's brutal. That's... What timing, hey? It's like, oh yeah, I'm sure I'll be safe for a bit. It's because they know how close I am. So close. Six, four, doot. The fuck do I put this thing? Okay, 6, 8, 7. What? 6, 4. Is that not 6, 4, 8, 7? Okay, I guess we'll move it over. Oh. I was reading it wrong. That's embarrassing. He's right there. He's right there. Let me in. Why can't I get in? Why won't it let me in? Why? The fuck? The f- Is that the right thing to even hit? Run, bitch, run. Maybe this is unlocked now? I don't know. Okay, no, wait. I'm pausing. I'm exiting. I know I didn't save, but that's fine, because I don't even know what the fuck I'm supposed to do with that. I will be live later to play this. I seriously need to go eat some food and everything, so I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I might make some pancakes. I kind of want pancakes. I can make protein pancakes. So I'll talk to you later. Thanks for chilling, chatting, liking all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, you guys.